So for the gear guide video, we're just gonna be sticking on this screen for a bit. It's pretty much just going over the gears. We're not gonna go over exclusive gears this video, although obviously you could watch the other gear guide videos. This is just gonna be an updated version with pretty much specific piece to specific set. It's gonna be all coordinated, all calculated. Pretty much you're not gonna miss anything if you watch this video. So other than that, there's one exclusive I do want to mention. It is Tobin's exclusive. You actually don't really want attack speed. It's kind of the same thing as Kyle's or Shaolin's. You get too much attack speed off this. So attack would probably be better for running it with Spectral Bullet as well. As a 2+2 piece set. Other than that, we're gonna go over a few things. There's not gonna be any music for this, so just listen to my voice. And there will be subtitles on the screen, but I'm gonna explain some stuff. So for counters, I'm gonna go over the stuff that you want, and I'll explain where you get them as well. So we're gonna have around, I would say, 7 maze sets. It used to be 6, but then I realized the maze event also gives you 7. Now there's also a miscalculation I did early on, where there's actually an extra accessory. So usually a complete maze set would be 1 weapon, 1 armor, 1 accessory. But in challenge 3, you actually get 2 accessories for maze. So with that in mind, we have 7 complete maze sets here. Now from this point on, complete maze sets will now be referring to a weapon, armor, and 2 accessories. So a whole 4-piece set. Now, what does this mean? Why does every complete set have 2 crowns? This basically means that you are taking away a maze accessory from another maze set. Meaning those maze sets that don't have accessories but have armor and the weapon left will be used for a different purpose, which would be Gordius accessories with CDR or Gordius accessories with HP. And that's a perfectly good way to using them. So now I'm going to go over the list right here on the screen. There's going to be 1 complete attack speed for maze set, which is 1 attack speed maze hands, armor, and 2 maze accessories. Reason being, pretty much you might as well just have at least 1 CDR type attack speed maze hands. It's going to be dealing the most damage, as well as having a pretty decent amount of CDR. It's pretty useful to have at least 1. Other than that, that's pretty much the only reason. After that, you're going to have 3 complete CDR maze sets, which means you're going to have, at this point, 4 complete maze sets with 2 maze accessories. That is 8 accessories in total, and that is pretty much every single maze accessory taken up. Now, 3 complete CDR maze sets is definitely possible, and it's probably the most recommended because, you know, CDR is pretty much the most used. While every other DPS will be using Shadow Hall gear for attack, hit, attack speed, whatever of the sort. I do have a Shadow Hall video. You should check that out if you want to see the subsets and stuff. Do keep in mind that I am sharing the tier 5 stats, not the tier 6, so keep that in mind when you are watching the video. Other than that, continue on with the counters. We have the more tanky type CDR set, which is the 1 Hummingbird for CDR, 1 Maze Armor, and 2 Gordius Crowns. Crowns having melee damage res. This is on CDR, pretty good for strikers and whatnot. Now, after that, we have the HP stuff. Pretty much everything else is going to be HP. You're going to have 1 Maze HP hand, 1 Maze Armor, and 2 Gordius Crowns, again for the melee damage res. They're going to be all HP. After that, you have your remaining 1 Hummingbird, you have 1 Maze Armor, and you have 1 Gordius Crown, and 1 Gordius Movement. So you used 5 crowns already. That is the maximum that we have. So that's why we're using 1 movement for that range damage. It's pretty good for another tank. Not bad. If you need more HP Gordius movements, then, well, you have some. Other than that, after that, we do have Courageous gear as well, but I'm not going to be really going over Courageous here that much, nor am I going to go over Sincere gear that much. I'll be going them a little bit at the end of the video. Other than that, for Challenge 4, we do get weapon and armor, and those are pretty good. So we're going to be using those as CDRs. And then we're going to use 2 courageous CDR accessories to combine with them to make one whole CDR set. Pretty much you use them for Mario or pretty much every support. Any support. After that, you have 2 leftover Gordius movements. In total 3. You can use them for CDR for supports, or you can use them for HP for King, because he's pretty much a ranged defender. You also have 2 leftover maze hands. Personally, you could use them for crit damage if you want, if you get lucky. Not really lucky, but or you can honestly just do CDR, because it's the only weapon hands besides Hummingbird that gives you skill haze. This is probably the more free to play choice. Well, I want to say free to play because you'd have to reroll to it. If you do get crit damage, you could keep it, but you do get 2 free hands. So if you want to support with actually extra skill haze, this is a choice that you can make for extra skill haze. Other than that, that's pretty much the counters. And then we'll move on to soldiers. So for soldiers, well, actually we'll look at the counters for a bit too. Because you obviously have your maze cases, as you can see here, HP, all that good stuff, right? Courageous, all that stuff, CDR, attack speed, at least 1 attack speed set. Anyways, other than that, we also have your soldiers. So I'm going to be going around this a lot more quickly, but do keep in mind that soldiers and mechs do not have the same benefits as counters, so they have a lot less gear. Pretty much assume 4 complete sets here, meaning only 2 sets will have full maze accessories. Everything else, pretty much Gordius. So since there's only 4 accessories, where you have 2 sets. So the first is an attack speed set. In my opinion, you might actually not need this, because you're probably going to use Shadow Hall anyways. Although if you do want to, the attack speed set is here. You could use that instead of Spectral Blaze for 20% attack speed instead. While Spectral Blaze gives you like 16% attack and 8% attack speed. So if you value more attack speed, this is fine. Basically, the 2 sets for soldiers with CDR, or not CDR, with the maze accessories are going to be without maze armors. The maze armors are going to be used for more important purposes, and you'll see that soon. You're going to be basically using a T6 armor that is not maze. I believe we might get them a little bit further up, or you can just use a SC gear. It gives pretty decent stats. It's pretty much almost the same thing. It's pretty decent. I would use it anyways. But yeah, the armor isn't that much of a worry anyways. So yeah, for the first 2 sets, it would be 1 attack speed set and 1 CDR set. Both no maze armor, 1 hand, or 1 rifle, 2 scopes for both of them. The CDR, why do you have CDR? You basically use it for Brownie or Mason or whoever really. And Veronica could use it. She could also use Spectral Spirit on Shadow Hall. That's up to you. So it is fine if you have a CDR scope and whatnot. However, if you see the CDR suit, I'm actually going to reroll this off because you need the suits for a different purpose, which we will go over right now. We have the next one, which will be, because soldiers are very, very dedicated to who they're playing as. So most soldier gear will be tuned to their specific soldier, and I'll explain that right now. Pretty much, you're going to have 1 attack speed maze, 1 attack speed armor maze, and 2 Gordius accessories, which will be the scopes for Jane Doe. Next up, you'll have 1 Hummingbird attack speed, 1 maze armor attack speed, and 2 Gordius accessories for Asmon's, probably an exosuit combination with scopes. So that will take up 3 scopes in total, and they're all attack speed. Now, the remaining 2 scopes are going to be going on Minwoo, which is the defender tank. You're going to have 1 HP Hummingbird, 1 HP armor, and 2 Gordius accessories, which is probably going to be the scopes. You can also use the exosuit combination with the scopes if you want. The remaining 2 Gordiuses can be HP as well, which I'm going to roll sooner or later. So the next set will actually be 1 Maze Armor HP and 2 Gorgeous Accessories. Again, as I said, you could also take the scopes if you want. They're all going to be HP anyways. But the weapon is going to be an exclusive weapon for Overflow. So that makes 2 complete tank sets that you will need if you do play PvP. There are 2 spare maze equipments. One is the maze weapon, and the other is the accessory. Highly recommended that you use one of them, probably the maze weapon, for Milia. This will be attack. She does not require much CDR, and she has an insane amount of attack speed already. So, Milia will use attack, plus her accessory, plus 2 from the spectral bullet category. Do whatever you want with the maze weapon or accessory that you do not have a set for. Other than that, we'll move on to mechs. They're pretty simple as well. For the most part, having 1 attack speed set is fine for mechs, kind of like soldiers. 1 CDR set, again, is also fine. And that pretty much uses all the maze gear. The CDR set you will be using for mechs, like Evolved one. He does use a full CDR set, but keep in mind his weapon is an exclusive as well. For Titan, you could use the HP stuff on the sites, which will basically allow you to run HP Titan, which is pretty decent. And his accessory is a exclusive as well, so you really only need to use 1 scope. There are 5 scopes in total. 1 of them I use HP for Titan, 2 of them HP again for Gunship or Rhino, and the remaining 2 scopes you could use for CDR on Sigma if you want to run Sigma at the same time as the Evolved one. Now that 1 maze weapon that you didn't really use for the Evolved 1 CDR set, you could use it for Sigmas to mix and match her to give her a CDR set. Other than that, pretty much is just the basic attack speed, CDR, and 2 HP sets, which will take up the 4 set maze armor sets for mechs. Not too difficult in terms of mechs. There's not really that much, and they're pretty simple in the sense. If you keep track of their exclusive weapons, you should be good. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this gear guide. Hopefully it was short. Hopefully it was sweet. And yeah, if you didn't really already notice about all the substats, I guess I'll go over them real quick. For mechs and soldiers, obviously you don't really, have that much CDR, so anti-defender is pretty much the best option in most cases, because it's pretty much their front line, and strikers are kind of squishy. So yeah, pretty much. And then skill haste for CDR, and then for maze attack speed and CDR for counters, pretty much they always use skill haste because very OP skill haste. Other than that, we're gonna go over 2 more things. It's going to be Choi Ji-hoon. It's the sniper soldier SSR unit. He will be using a full T6 attack speed SC set, and that's pretty much it. Crit damage, attack speed, good stuff. Other than that, we have the sincere gear and the courageous gear. Obviously, you already know what courageous gear does. CDR for supports at this point because you're probably not gonna use it for anything else. Pretty much skill haste. So the sincere gear is honestly, in my opinion, just make it CDR. It's extra skill haste for your supports, so might as well, right? So that's pretty much it. And yeah, hopefully you did enjoy this video. It was pretty short. Hopefully I edited it well to the point where it's kind of makes sense. But yeah, I'm gonna upload the video right here. I'm pretty tired. But I put this off long enough. I'm pretty busy, so hopefully you'll hear from me, I don't know, next week or something. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Love y'all. Tired as fuck. I'll see you guys next time.